Hi lovely people, it's Denny here from Our Humble Home DIY, and you may remember the Temu wallpaper video that I did. I ordered a roll of Temu peel and stick wallpaper supposedly, but when I got it and tried to put it on, it really was nothing more than contact paper. And peel and stick can be awkward to put on, that's hard to maneuver, but this was just on another level. It was ridiculous. The more I tried to put it on and peel it off, the more it stretched. It was just a nightmare. And then when I did take it off in the end, it did this to my walls. But in today's video I'm going to be applying some other wallpaper. It will be the paper wallpaper. So it's sort of like more of the original type of wallpaper, the proper wallpaper, I guess you could say. And but first I thought I would just try to mend a little bit of the damage that had been done. So the first thing after that, I guess, was to clean. So I cleaned the walls down thoroughly. I will be wallpapering from the dado rail down, and the top I won't be wallpapering. But at this point, while I'm cleaning, I did intend to actually paint above the dado rail. I wanted to freshen it up a bit and paint it more of a stark white, or more of a pure white. But I thought if I did that, then I'm going to have to paint the family room, the entryway, the kitchen. It just would have opened up a whole can of worms, and I thought I will just leave it. I'll just clean it off and I will wallpaper underneath the dado rail. So this is the wallpaper that I decided on in the end, and look, I took so long because I like going through and looking at the wallpapers, but I did decide on this because I wanted like a country cottage type of vibe and also something that was affordable. When I bought this it was $66 a roll at $69, but I ordered 2 rolls and I thought it was really pretty. The thing with it though was the background was a bit darker and creamier than I wanted. This is what I wanted originally. It was so pretty, royal bouquet, but this was $182 a roll and I thought it's too expensive, so I went for the other one, but that was just so pretty. I would have loved to have done it in that. So the first step was cutting it out, and what I did was I did cut out all the panels all at once so I didn't have to go backwards and forwards. I measured from the dado rail down to the skirting and then added a couple of centimeters either side, and on the first roll I just measured straight from the top so I didn't waste any, and then I cut it out. On the second strip though, I did have to waste a little bit because I had to make the pattern join up. It was about 3.5 inches each time I cut out a panel that I had to cut off from the top, so wastage basically, but I did keep these little pieces just in case I could use them for something. But you know, I had no choice but to do this, and actually it was less wastage than I thought it might be, really. I really made sure that that everything joined up, because if I'd have got to the end and I'd made a mistake and things weren't joining or weren't cut properly, too short, you know, it would have been a big waste. Everything would have been wasted because, you know, the strips were so short. But everything was good. On the second roll though, when I got to the second roll, I did have to waste a bit more in my first cut, just because, again, of trying to join the patterns. I couldn't go right from the top. I had to make sure the patterns joined. So probably that was about 60 centimeters, 50 or 60 centimeters I wasted, but that was okay. You can go from the wall if your wall is straight. My wall was a bit uneven there, so for the first strip of paper I decided to paste it in a little bit and go from the straight line. So I went in probably not the width of the wallpaper, just a little bit less, drew a straight line, and then I knew that it would all be straight, and then I mixed up the glue. This was actually a super fresco glue I got from Bunnings. I think you can use any wallpaper glue with it, I'm pretty sure. I decided to use a roller to roll out the paste on the back of the paper, making sure that I got every little piece. And it's sort of hard to see because, you know, it sort of blends in, it's invisible, but I just went over this probably for 4 or 5 minutes to make sure that the paper was covered. And then the very first line I drew just before, I made sure that lined up so that I knew that the first piece would be straight and everything would be good from there. I just went over it with a rag to make sure there were no bubbles or anything like that. This paste the paper wallpaper is really great, you know, compared to the contact paper that I was using originally. Boy, this is so forgiving, and even if you get some little creases and sort of bumps and bulges in it, like this one just here, you can see there's a little bit of a crease. You watch how easy it is just to pull the wallpaper off and to reposition it, and it's nothing. And you can do that quite a few times as well. Like, there sort of is no limit, I don't think. And if you find the paper is drying out a little bit, you can just add a little bit more glue. But it really is forgiving in that sense, that's for sure. The joints I found were okay. I do overlap a few millimeters just to make the pattern more seamless, but that came up really nice as well. I look back on the first bit and there were a few bulges. What I should have done really was pulled it off where the arrow is, just on the corner, just lifted it up and then repositioned it and put it back down. But just pushing it down like that got rid of them really well. It was all good. So I started and I pushed the edge up to the top. This is what I was worried about. As I went along, it wouldn't be even. I specifically had probably about 1 to 1.5 centimeters top and bottom overlap sort of thing. But when I put the first one up, for some reason I just shoved up the end under here, and I'm thinking I really should have taken that off and adjusted it. So now this is going uneven, but from a distance it's not really noticeable. So once I got to the end of the wall, it was like the entryway into the kitchen, I had to cut. So I just measured down. I actually left a little bit that would go over the edge of the wall, and I thought that I would just cut that off at the very end using a Stanley knife to make sure that it was nice and straight. But I also used the other side of that piece to do the edge of the wall on the other side of the entryway, just so I didn't waste anything. And because at this point I was thinking I'm going to run out of wallpaper, I just know it. So I just wanted to make use of every little scrap that I had. But that was easy enough to do. On the other wall where I started, on the right hand side, I also made sure I drew a straight line, so I knew that it was going straight. I always freak out a little bit at these PowerPoints and things. They can be really fiddly. Again, this wallpaper, the paste the paper wallpaper, is a lot more forgiving when doing this sort of thing because it is so maneuverable and almost squishy in a sense that you can just squish it into place if you really need to. I did sort of miter the corners there. You can see me cutting, and that also helped it sit nice and flat. And also too, the cover will go over this PowerPoint, so it should cover up any little bits that aren't even or that are a bit messy. This corner was a little bit tricky in the sense that there was a tiny little strip on the inside of the wall there that I had to join it to. But again, being paste the paper wallpaper, it did make it so much easier. And I knew that, you know, if anything wasn't right, I could just peel it off and stick it back down. As it turned out, this is all that I could do with the 2 rolls, so unfortunately I had to stop here for a while until my other order arrived. So it's the next morning and everything is in a real big mess. This furniture here, these are the couches I covered. I will be getting rid of those. I don't think I'll be recovering them again. I'm just not sure yet as to what I'm going to do with them, but I'd love to get new ones. Be getting a new dining table, probably a round one for over there. But it's coming together well. Do you know what though? I ordered originally 2 rolls of wallpaper and I realized I wouldn't have enough. I ordered another roll and I think I'm actually going to be just the tiniest bit short, so I may have to order a 4th roll, either that or not do in the hallway there, like the wall that is straight ahead. Yes, so I'm just not sure what I'm going to do, but I will keep going on with this around the corner. And I also have to cut off the little bits on the edges and at the walls there. I did this one this morning. I think my knife needs to be a bit sharper. And I also cut the rest of the pieces. This was what I cut originally. This was the new roll that I had bought, and I cut all of those pieces too. Now this piece was a little bit tricky too, going around the windows. It was just hard to hold onto the paper, and yeah, it was just awkward. As you can see, it's a bit flippy floppy, but I think the main thing when I'm doing this sort of thing, I realized, is just don't cut off too much at once. Cut a bit less than you need to, and then you can always cut more if you have to, because sometimes it's really hard to see where you're actually cutting to. But I was pleased at this point. And so it's not too bad. I'm pretty pleased considering. I'll go, of course, and just cut that at the end. That's the join. It's not too bad. I cut where it's hidden under there with the scissors, just so that I don't have to go back and do that later. At the sides, I was going to cut it, but it would have been sort of not neat up against the wall, so I'll come back with the knife and do that when I do the other edges. And actually when I got up and walked away and I was getting the next piece to put on, I saw it and it was actually really crooked. Like where the wallpaper ended, it was just noticeably crooked, and I thought, oh, that's really weird. So what I had to do was go back. I had to peel it off and draw another line that was straight and level, and then go from that line backwards sort of to the window there. So, pretty good. You can see the line I've drawn there, and it's all straight. I'll cut that off later. This is not straight, that join, but I don't care. It doesn't really matter. No one's going to see it there. As long as the wallpaper is going in a straight line, that's the main thing, and that's a lot better than it was. So I thought this one might join, and it does, but it's too far down. It joins, but there's a big gap there, and so I can't do that, because by the time I get to the other wallpaper, there'll be a big gap at the top. So yeah, that's good. I can use that. What I'll do is I'll just see how that joins there. So I'll just so I know. Just one. I thought I'd make the most of the scraps that I had to for any little pieces, especially since I actually thought that I wouldn't have enough, even though I'd ordered a 3rd roll. And every so often I actually now was just looking at it to see if it was straight, because I was sort of a bit paranoid. So unfortunately, I was right and that I never had enough to do this. And there's a tiny little bit on this side as well. You probably can't see, but yeah, one thought I had was if I had enough to just go over here, maybe I could paint here and maybe decorate it differently. I will get another roll and just finish it off completely. I've spent enough and I don't want to waste what I've sort of spent. But yeah, I've finished all that I have. I do have scraps left over, but I will keep those. And unfortunately, this one is not going to match up with the last one. So yeah, I cut that wrong. But anyway, I've got to this point. What I'll do today is I'll order another roll, and then all I have to do is this little bit, this little alcove that goes into the bedroom, and there's just a little bit on the end here as well. I found that a bit hard to do, but again, you know, the paper's easy to manipulate and to cut. Also, you got to remember that the covers will be over those, so that will sort of cover anything, but I will go and cut off any extra bits, and that will be a big job in itself, I guess, doing that. But yeah, getting to this point is pretty good. Bummer I didn't have enough, because it would have been great to have finished it today and just cleaned up a bit. It's satisfying putting wallpaper up, really satisfying. Especially when it goes up properly. I really like it. So in the end, with the fourth roll, I got up early one morning and just finished it all off. And that was the last piece that I put up there. So it was all done. The next step was to actually go around and to cut off all of the edges near the sides of the walls and at the base near the architrave, at the skirting, near the floor and that sort of thing, which wasn't too bad. In the end, I actually just did it freehand and it was a lot easier. Make sure you've got a sharp knife though, because if you don't, it can rip the wallpaper, especially if it's still a little bit wet. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed doing it. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. This is part of a lounge room makeover, so I'll be doing the TV unit, I'll be recovering the couches, and I'll be making up a dining table as well. So these will be in upcoming videos, probably in succession. The next one will be the TV unit. So I hope you have a great week. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit your post notifications, and make sure you don't miss any of my videos. I'll see you all in next week's video. Have a great week, and bye for now. Just make sure you have a really sharp knife, and I used the actual wallpaper tool to hold the wallpaper down just so it didn't tear. This wallpaper was $55 for a 10-meter roll. I thought that was actually so cheap. And when it arrived,